Hello everyone, and welcome to my bold and beautiful official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Taylor and Brooke quarrel about a new man. According to spoilers for the bold and the beautiful, Brooke and Taylor's long-standing argument has taken a new turn. The news that Nick Marone has returned to Los Angeles and appears to be pursuing Brooke Logan surprises Taylor Hayes. Whether this is a good or terrible thing is unclear to her. While Nick can undoubtedly divert Brooke's attention from her fixation on Ridge Forrester, he could also be able to divert Taylor. Nick used to be the source of arguments between Brooke and Taylor. They reasoned that since they were so skilled in fighting for Ridge, why not switch the target of the rivalry to another man? Jack Marone's birth caused some strangeness, but at least we now know what he is doing. Taylor feels it's time to speak with Brooke again and assess the issue in light of this fresh, juicy knowledge. Over the past 6 months, Brooke and Taylor have had several intense arguments about Ridge. It's time to get one over Nick now. Taylor questions whether Brooke will simply forget her fate and run off to another man as if it were nothing, but Brooke plays the innocent. Taylor might support this since she knows that having Nick around will help her keep Ridge. Or perhaps she is afraid of what will happen in the end. A guy frequently desires what he cannot have. Thus Nick's presence can let Ridge recognize how much he still wants Brooke. Taylor and Brooke keep arguing over the past and their previous behaviors with both men. Given that Nick didn't come back to chase Taylor, is Brooke going to accuse her of being the one who is jealous now? He has declared himself to be Brooke's destiny and is back for her and Brooke alone. It's a long-running argument between two elderly women who, despite their best efforts, are unable to stop thinking about two Playboy brothers. Perhaps Thorne Forrester should make a comeback to provide even more complexity. Ms. Dillon is in danger because of Luna's actions, which result in a disastrous error for the teacher. The brave and the lovely teasers for updates and spoilers many admirers were shouting at their televisions when Ms. Dillon made a serious mistake. Without doing any research or background checks, who in their right mind asks a stranger from the beach to help teach young children? But that's exactly what happened when Ms. Dillon asked Luna Nozawa to perform as a guest artist for the kids. Luna connects with Hayes at his summer art program through origami. It's obvious that Ms. Dillon, or just Dillon as she introduced herself to the adult Luna, is out of touch with current affairs. Dillon would have been aware of all the media coverage of criminal Luna and her bizarre part and story if she had been. Rather, Dillon sees Sunshine as just a sweet, creative person who wants to impart her knowledge to the class's young artists. The audience has been watching Luna trap Dillon in a dangerous predicament that is sure to cause problems. It goes without saying that Hayes Finnegan would benefit from a lecture on stranger danger, especially in light of Steffi Forrester and John Finnegan's worries about the threat that Luna poses. It's odd that nobody at the Cliff home seemed to mind at all that Hayes got a present from a nice lady without posing any serious concerns. Now, courtesy of Ms. Dillon, announced that a somewhat sinister guest will soon be arriving in her classroom. Given all of this, we have to wonder how Dillon's story will turn up in the end because, as a disposable character, she could become one of Luna's victims. Could Dillon follow in the footsteps of Tom Starr and Paul Hollister, who have already suffered greatly as a result of Luna? Luna might choose to get rid of Sunshine entirely if Dillon finds out who she really is and threatens her intentions. Luna has demonstrated that she will not let anything or anybody stand in her way, so if necessary, and it appears that she might need to, she could take Dillon away permanently. Dillon could be in grave danger if she tries to stop Luna's plan to kidnap him and pay with her life, as the story appears to be building towards Hayes' kidnapping. When Steffi calls Daphne, it causes panic. A business meeting at Forrester Creations took an unexpected turn when Steffi Forrester exaggerated the popularity of the fragrance line. According to the bold and the beautiful recap, Steffi insisted on bringing Daphne Rose back to Los Angeles because she wanted an expansion. Hope Logan attempted to talk Steffi out of the idea, but Steffi pretended that Hope's ring would make it obvious to Daphne who Carter Walton had selected. Hope was also soothed by Carter, who eventually spoke with her in private. Carter told her she had nothing to worry about because he was devoted to Hope and didn't think Daphne would ever come back. Hope's countenance was pained as they hugged, though, and she still appeared worried about Daphne returning for Carter. B&B fans witnessed both ends of their phone conversation when Steffi contacted Daphne in the interim. Steffi pointed out that they had a public relations issue after praising Daphne for the new men's perfume she had created. Daphne argued that the new fragrance would sell itself, but Steffi persuaded her to go back to Los Angeles and assist with its introduction. Daphne inquired in jest if this was blackmail when Steffi persisted. Although Steffi disputed that, she emphasized that she wanted her friend back and thought this would be beneficial for business. Carter and his engagement to Hope were discussed, and Daphne was depressed about it. Daphne ultimately declined Steffi's request, stating that she was unable to consider Carter. Unfortunately, as she relived so many of their intimate moments together, Carter did eventually infiltrate Daphne's thoughts. Rich Forrester told Taylor Hayes at the Forrester mansion that he had seen his half-brother conversing with Brooke Logan, and that Nick Marone had returned. Taylor obviously believed Brooke was at the heart of those feuds because Rich detested Nick as much as he detested Bill Spencer. Rich refuted that, claiming that their egotism was the reason he disliked them. Taylor believed that Brooke had the right to her own opinion and that she could visit Nick, even if that was not what Rich desired, even while Rich had the right to his. Taylor believed Rich should understand that Brooke was a mature lady capable of caring for herself if they were reuniting. Taylor encouraged Rich to think about the possibility that it was, despite his insistence that it wasn't. Rich reiterated he didn't like Nick and never would after saying he'd be okay if that's what Brooke wanted. Despite his denial of his jealousy, Taylor appeared uneasy as Rich drew her into an embrace. Brooke updated Katie Logan in the Forrester design office about Nick's visit, and how, based on his response, it might have given Rich a push. Katie questioned how it all transpired and questioned whether Brooke believed Rich was jealous. Brooke acknowledged that Rich warned her to avoid Nick after he departed. When Rich was reunited with Taylor, Brooke was forced to avoid Nick, which Katie felt was unfair. Brooke conceded that perhaps Rich was merely being protective, but Katie sensed her thoughts and concurred that perhaps he was envious. According to teasers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Brooke's romantic life will continue to be messy, so be prepared for all the chaos that lies ahead. Taylor observes how upset Ridge is by Nick's return, and Steffi decides to bring Daphne back, much to Hope's dismay. Hope and Carter express gratitude to Steffi for allowing them to rejoin Forrester. When she tells him how impressed she is with some of the items they've implemented, they are taken aback. In order to further develop the perfume brand, she recommends that they bring Daphne back. Carter and Hope swallow. Hope acknowledges that she played a crucial role, but she also courted Carter. Steffi says it doesn't matter because they are already engaged. Carter believes Daphne is going to honor their engagement. Steffi is adamant that Daphne is essential to their success. Carter and Hope enter the supply closet and have a kiss. He inquires as to whether the thought of Daphne returning bothers her. Although it makes financial sense, she acknowledges that this wasn't her first priority. She doesn't trust Daphne at all, but she isn't insecure about them either. Hope notes that Daphne will be a continual reminder of how she caused their separation now that she is returned. He tells her that he doesn't think Daphne will return. Hope questions whether she'll return in search of a man. She has nothing to worry about, he says again. She appears anxious. Steffi explains that she wants her to return for the launch because she is confident it will be a huge success. She continues, "I want my friend back. The perfume, not the face behind the nose, will sell, according to Daphne." She brings up the reason she left Los Angeles. Despite acknowledging that Carter and Hope are engaged, Steffi still invites her to return. Daphne apologizes, but she is unable to attend and cannot consider Carter. After hanging up, Daphne recalls kissing and hugging Carter, while he complimented her on her exceptional qualities. Katie can sense her sister is preoccupied in the design office and believes she is thinking about Ridge. Brooke acknowledges that a thunderbolt from her past shook her. Seeing Nick was unexpected but good. Katie grinned. She thinks he must have heard about Ridge and Taylor's reconciliation, but she questions why he's returning. "It must be nice to be pursued," Brooke's sister remarks as she drinks water. Brooke acknowledges that he turned on the charm and that there was a kiss. Nick claims she deserves more since he couldn't believe she and Ridge are still in the same predicament. Brooke believes she is also entitled to better, particularly from Ridge. He had an interesting reaction when he saw Nick, she recalls. Katie questions whether he felt jealous. Her sibling shrugs and smiles. Ridge advised her to avoid Nick. Taylor can see that Ridge is thinking about something at Eric's. All night he was brooding.